Hello everyone, and my name is Deacon and welcome back to my Divide and Conquer Let's Play series in the Dol Amroth campaign. And we're going to continue where we left things off last time. We're being sieged at our capital, where I hope to have a garrison. I'm pretty sure that we have, though I have not played Divide and Conquer for quite a while. So I can't say that I'm sure that we have. And we're also sieging Adrahil, and it looks like we'll be conquering this nice little place on the next turn. They will sally out and we'll basically squeeze them. I do recall wanting another spy.
Yes, my lord.
And I do recall having some early objectives in conquering these rebel regions that used to belong to Gondor in the past, because some lore says that. Can't remember where I've actually picked that up. And then we'll bottle up Kant and Harad and also Umba. We'll grow our navy. We lost an Alcaronda in the last battle, which is too bad really, but we can always train them again. So once this siege has been broken, we'll try to retrain some of those units, and in the meanwhile I want to keep my fleets together, so I'm not so keen on having multiple admirals because they're only effective for so long. So but once you put another fleet in the field, I don't know whatever causes them to not be able to merge. I think once you've fought a single battle, then your admiral starts to gain trades and command stars, and from that point on it's no longer considered as a single ship, but as a separate fleet, and then you can no longer merge them. So we'll try to do our best to keep them together, and yeah, we're going to need some spies and watchtowers to guard the approaches, because once we have conquered these 3 settlements, I think we could expect attacks on each and every one of them. So we have quite some ground to cover, and the next step would be to grow our defenses and eventually start attacking Umbar. Now it looks like we were all done in the last episode, so we're gonna click the end turn here. And I'm expecting an attack from Umbar, but they aren't. They've continued to siege us, which is too bad really. I don't hope they're actually going to siege us out, but we'll see. And here we go. Lots of spearmen. Drop the ram. We were never really going to use the ram, but if you don't set your commanders to build siege equipment, then you risk developing some bad traits. And I like to pull away from the gate, at least for a bit, because otherwise once they break, they can go back into the city center and come back at us another time. And it drags out the fight for too long in my experience, so I'm not interested in playing the battle for too long. Now these militia troops, they are rather poor. Or at least they are now.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
The archer militia. Let's just have them fire on these guys. I don't want to... and now move on those guys. The bandits, the 4th X-Men. Which I think is the general's unit actually. And let's move them into these spearmen. We have even more cavalry here. And let's charge those guys from behind. Kill more X-Men. Abilities. The Iron Fist. I think we should be done by now. Shouldn't be long. Shouldn't be too long anyway. Did we lose stuff? Yeah, a little bit of everything.
Our men have slain the enemy general. Without him, his troops will lose their will to fight.
Those 4th X-Men are...
Behold how our cowardly foe runs.
There we go.
This is a clear victory.
Royal Swan Guard both gained some experience, caused some casualties, and we've had some of our pikemen healed up, which is nice.
Never shall they return.
Now,
Our realm is expanded.
ding dong, we've actually completed a mission and now have 1 Haven Guard. Thank God it's free upkeep, but I'd rather have Prince Adrahil as a... oh wow. 8 turns till we surrender. Captain of Gondor. Please join Mr. Curador over there. You are a bit low on monies. Money. And our fleet is waiting for retraining. No adoptions. House rule. Now we have quite a number of generals here.
Yes, my lord.
I want to know. Look.
As you wish.
Look here. Warlord.
Your corpse will be thrown to the dogs.
Blah blah. Come and sieges. You're welcome.
Awaiting your command.
Now, I was just gonna say, I hope there aren't any bandits here, but there are. 4th X-Men as a general, spares and 2 archers. Not good. We can't withdraw, we will save, because as you'll know, starting generals and family members aren't allowed to die.
The tide of battle seems to have turned against us. We must act and halt this turn of events.
Ouchie, ouchie.
With great speed.
The first thing we'll do is rid ourselves of some of those archers here, because they can do sustained damage on us. We've already lost a single soldier, which I think is 1 too many. How many spearmen are there? 1. If we can keep those archers engaged, however. Oh no, move out, move out, move out. We are in quite a fix. I don't want to charge those spearmen headlong. I want to keep those archers engaged so they don't actually shoot at us or on us. We've killed 9% of them. I'm thinking those fire arrows are actually extra damaging to us. Maybe more so than the regular arrows, I don't know. Horses are quite the large target. We need to keep these guys alive. We need every single one of them. And these those archers are actually charging at us with the spearmen right behind them. Now I want to wipe the floor with those archers first. Kill the general next. Then rout the 4th Axeman off the field. Meanwhile, exhaust those spearmen. This might be an opportunity to kill the general. Too bad. He charged at the center of the unit. If he would just target the nearest edge of that unit, would be so much better for us.
Our army is tiring.
Yeah. Let's charge through. Run. Let's enter into melee. Melee down these archers. Move through again. Move about. And charge the X-Men again. These X-Men, they're not tough. They are shielded, but in melee they can actually offer quite the threat to our unit. I don't want to be recharged by spares. Whatever their low charge bonus may be, they must have a bonus versus large or something like that. So I want to keep away from them. That's going to be a charge and then disengage. Those spares are so close. We're right behind them. So we can't afford to lose any more. And we can afford. I can afford to lose 7 more soldiers. That's basically it. But I don't want to. Balance bar is ever so much in our disadvantage. Okay, let's. Are they moving? They are.
Our men have slain the enemy general.
Now there's
Troops will lose their will to fight.
a little bit of luck. Never hurts. They are in disarray. They just released a volley. And it was only a few arrows. The spearmen are moving away. How many 4th Axes still alive? 82. It's too many to get stuck into in melee. As much as I want to run down these archers, they're marching. Are they charging? No. They are charging now,
The
so...
enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their... Pray something changes in the course of battle, for defeat seems almost certain.
I believe they will take their bloody time before they rout. As much as I wish that it were different. Now, I hope to keep them in melee as long as possible. But hear that horn? It's those spearmen charging at us, so we have to move out again. And then, oh, ouch. I really didn't leave them in melee for long, but I'm starting to fear for the life of Istian. I do. Oh, rocks in the way, breaks the charge. Boom, and out again. So I have to pay attention. 160 spearmen. Can we do it? They're not lacking in morale in any way. These forts, whatever they are. Oh, the archers broke. Finally. So how many archers left? 47. Oh, they're also broken now. That is a good thing. Let's see if we can see them off. Let's just keep harassing them, as I don't want them to come back. Nor do I want to lose any soldiers to arrow fire. So how are we doing? 20. That's the funny thing in Warhammer, what it actually says if they are shattered or not. So now they're not going to come back anymore. So next we have to kill off these archers, rout them, also accompany them off the battlefield, and then it's really a question of whether or not we can rout the spearmen. And it's not that I've lost faith in my troops, but 4 against 160, I'm not too enthusiastic about our chances. It really is a small chance, but I've seen worse, done worse. Well, they're not even running; they're just marching. Now, I don't think they'll return to the fight. And our little friend Istian is exhausted. Can't blame him. But I'm gonna try and rest him up here. He's exhausted already anyway.
We await your command.
They're eager, but exhausted.
Move out. Run. March.
Now, I doubt that they can rest themselves up whilst marching, but who knows? I don't know. Royal Swan Guard. How's your stamina?
Double time.
They didn't even charge at us. I mean, if at least we can catch them in a charge, they're gonna run towards us and then they tire themselves out.
Double time.
But they're not charging, they're just moving towards us. Alright, well, let's move into the forest and see if we can break up their information just a little bit. I'm gonna stand behind these rocks here. Here are rocks.
With great speed.
I think we'll just have to face that we're gonna be exhausted while...
We charge. With great speed. Double time.
Dear.
Speed. Quickly. Run. Quickly. Move. Quickly.
Now they're charging, which is funny. Ouch. That didn't look too well.
The battle seems to be swinging in our favor. From such time, the enemy
Well,
are utterly vanquished.
Nice, but there were
This
many
is a
times when I
great
thought we were
victory
going to lose
worthy of
this,
only
so...
the mightiest of generals.
One casualty healed. And all that for just a single watchtower. Crap. Ah,
We've destroyed them.
no man of the hour adoptions. No adoptions whatsoever. Not of any kind.
Your corpse
Um,
will be thrown to the dogs.
And now we did create a problem for ourselves. Because he's going to be able to
Your
catch
corpse will
them.
be thrown to the dogs.
Alright, here's what we'll do. Can we train any units here? What's the culture? Harondo mercenaries. Oh, nice. We're gonna leave our militia here and park the rest of our army. I want it right here. Oh, this is my own diplomat. So we'll move him away.
Without question.
Park our army over here at the bridge, and
Onward.
we'll just fight them on the bridge if we have to.
Captain of Gondor. Maintain. Awaiting your
Ah.
command. Marchmen. What?
We're in a tricky position. I don't even want to be here, but I don't want to lose Istian. That's one of our campaign rules, and I'm not going to risk it. So here's a spy,
Approaching.
and Rune is already Harad is already moving on Amon Aitel. So unless they lose that siege over there, there's only a small chance that we'll actually be able to capture that while it's still a rebel settlement, and I think that also rules out a garrison, because if we were to capture it as a rebel town and then upgrade it, you get a free garrison, and it would be very welcome in this particular position. Maybe in a future campaign I will ignore these two settlements and move straight for this area. At least here we can get a garrison if we upgrade it, but it's going to be quite a while. Let's build this grain exchange and see if we can
Orders.
recapture some of
By your
our
command.
monies.
As you wish. Ready your weapons.
Okay, alright. That concludes our actions for this turn at least. Now, as to why I've gone into YouTube recording, I've played Medieval 2 since as long as I can remember, since whenever it came out. Actually, I've owned it since it came out, but then during the first years I didn't play it much. I have played the Total War series ever since Shogun 1, and I've been a fan of the series ever since. And I am in my 40s, so I'm not a particularly young guy, which also explains how it is even possible that I've played this game for so long. But I have, and eventually, when I discovered Third Age, I had my first copy of Medieval 2 on disc, and then I purchased it also in Steam, and I've installed Third Age, and then the playtime hours started to rack up. So they changed something in the launcher in Steam after a couple of years, and I recall having like 1200 hours of playtime in that time. And since then, I wonder if I can show. So I've actual playtime hours, because I can leave my game running and then walk away, have dinner, come back. But even if that were half the time, then still it's like 1500 hours of gameplay, game time, which is of course ridiculous. But then again, I don't play any other games. Usually I play one game at a time, and in this case it's the Divide and Conquer submod for Third Age. But there's not a single other series that has ever been able to capture my attention as much as Third Age has. They're sending us over to Kant, and I have an emissary in the area, and they do promise to pay us the handsome amount of 500 gold, so we'll do.
Stopping here.
Leave me be. Awaiting your command. Onward! Watch for the enemy. Protect the blood of Numenor.
Now, where to go next? I want my watchtowers.
Forward!
And we will have them. No one is going to stop me.
Marchmen!
So, and I used to like playing Hot Seat in Third Age in another large mod, the Massive Overhaul submod MOS, and I used to play version first 1.6.2. I've played multiple versions, and then ultimately when 1.7 came out, I started my own I created my own submod.
Nothing to say to you, scum.
And I've had quite some fun doing that and modding it. And this is like 2 years ago, so since then my knowledge of modding has
Awaiting your command.
settled in the lower reaches of my memory. But every now and then I consider other stuff, new things, opportunities, possibilities, and then
tomorrow's journey planned out. Stopping here.
I start recalling little things, so to say. But I've since changed PC, so I made a backup of all my entire folder of Third Age on cloud server, and then since then I've tried to copy back all those files to this new PC, which is I used to play on a laptop, and I took it to work and took it to bed. I took it everywhere, but it was like I've had 2 gaming laptops in my life, but they never really perform to the level of a desktop PC. So I finally bought a desktop with all the little gimmicks and thingies that you'd like to have in a desktop. I hope they will finally attack us now, but maybe they won't, and then I will have to Sally. So, copying back those files, something has gone wrong. I don't know, it's like the admin rights to the game, or I don't know. It's just that I can't actually access the files that are on my computer now. And besides that, wow, look at Harad gearing up for war. And I'm in the negative, so I can't even construct the bloody watchtowers that I need.
Approaching their dignitary. I shall continue tomorrow.
I will not waste
2
words on you.
units. I hope it's not uber elites or anything. We're kind of stuck. I hope to have more money the next turn. I think we're going to Sally. We are going to Corsair pikemen. So we'll leave our archers and melee units to focus on Naru. Crap. Okay, well, whatever. Whatever, I couldn't recover my own mod, and then for a hot seat gameplay with other people.
Units, await my orders.
And instead of hot seating with other people, I played multiple factions by myself. So there was one playthrough that I did where I played all the good factions by myself. I think all 7 of them. And then played until I was at turn 140 or so. An awful long way into the game. So that took like forever. Now I'm not gonna tire out my troops. I refuse to do so, because otherwise we'll never win this battle. And now it says it's in our favor. I think we will win. I probably should have done this earlier. We could go for a nice pike against pike fight. But rather than doing that, I would like to kill off that general first. So as I was saying, I've come to deck, and it's quite a lot of fun, because once you do your own modding, you pretty much know everything that's in the game, at least the way I did it, because I've touched on everything except for making new meshes and new models. So the 3D modeling I haven't been able to do. I did try, I've purchased Milkshape, but I just never got the hang of it. But the rest of modding is editing text files. So I had no background in programming, but just as a layperson, so to say, I found out quite a bit about the game, and I've enjoyed my play hours in my own mod as well. But the beauty of playing someone else's mod is that it can surprise you. And I've played Divide and Conquer for some time in the beginning, when it was like version 0.5 or so. That's like ages ago. But there's been so many changes and new units and new looks, updates, armor upgrades that change the appearance of pretty much everything, like in Dale, which is one of my favorite factions, and the dwarves, new units for the elves. Hold on, we're still at 6 times the speed. We need to increase our width. Do they have archers? I don't think so. It seems they do. So I want their general dead, as usual. Of course, pikemen. Well, once everyone is engaged, these guys, I remember, are some of the toughest infantry in the game. So I'm gonna try and empty our quivers. Okay, I might give it a single try to charge their bodyguard from the side. They haven't lost a single unit so far, and we've spent like a third of our quivers. We missed him. So we'll have to move out. Melee against these guys is just no use. Come, move out. But we did kill quite a nice number of them. That was nice. So you aren't engaged, our king. Well then. Let's get yourself engaged. Not to a wife, but in combat. You silly bastard. How can you engage if you've already produced offspring? I mean, you're a married guy. And alright, king. Can you be king if you are a prince of a principality? Alright. And once more into the breach, my friends. Naru and Haru dying. What happens here? No. Ooh. This is like ouchie. Those pikemen, let's just tire them out, shoot them. Haven Guard, can you come kill Naru and Haru stuff? Corsair Raiders against our Amrothian pikemen, they will last. I'm gonna try and kill some archers. There you go. Oh, did I forget to put you? Yes. My Nimrodol Rangers are being mowed down by archers. Me don't like. Enemy general fallen. Oh, that's always great to hear. Okay, so you have fallen. My prince Shall we join the rest of the troops here? And what else is there? Of course, raiders. I think we're on top of this. Let's just try and keep our rangers alive. I've never really used the wedge formation. I've always felt it was unwieldy. The charges by themselves, they have been nice, but okay. Oh, they were in wedge. Huh. It was enabled. So what happens if we? What happens if we switch it off? Corsair archers, more archers. They are broken. Okay, so the Raven Guard can rout them off the field. There's so many that are broken now that we're going to have to engage again after this is over. But the good thing, however, is that we've killed their general, so their morale on any subsequent battles should be really low. And we have cavalry to charge them with, so means that we should be fine, really. It's just unfortunate that we don't have anything in the vicinity. We're not going to catch up with them, so we're just going to drive these archers into the dust.
Ready for battle.
Maybe instead of focusing on the archers, we should just focus down the pikemen. Ignore the archers. And they've routed. Okay. Now those pikemen I am going to pursue. Because I don't want to face them again. We've lost like half the guardsmen. Something like that. Run down those pikemen. Kill the archers. So, Dex still has surprises for me. And that's nice. Like, for instance, rebel armies in positions where I didn't expect them to. New campaign mechanics. New units. And new battle maps. The skin, for example, looks different than how the Swan Knights used to look. I guess the Tailor Knights are in a league by themselves, maybe? I don't know. Do we still have Swan Knights? Should have a look. Oh yes. Kill the archers. Pikemen still there. You're not allowed to survive. Well, here it's only 8 of them. I think we're going to be too late. Are we going to be too late? I think not. We're going to catch at least one of them. Let's see. Did we? Yes, we did. Alright, and Well, once they're below 3, they're not
Our
coming
army is
back.
tiring.
I don't give a shite. Be as tired as you want. We are going after those. Hello. This guy, Kurudor, he's gained
The enemy army flees the field.
quite
Pursue
the
and
bit
run them down.
of XP. Now kill them all. And once we're done with this, I think we're also done with this episode. Bye bye. They are starting to get bloodied up, aren't they?
This is a clear victory.
There you go. We've lost 100 men and they did 1400. Our Amrothian pikemen. Look at them. 284. They've gained XP. The Haven Guard. The Royal Swan Guard. This is basically an Uber army. Even just the guardsmen killed like 199. The Taylor 966. So we're quite capable of dishing out some damage.
Never shall they return.
There you go. Indeed, never shall they return.
Ready your
What
weapons.
were they
Maintain order.
thinking?
Watch for the enemy. Ready your weapons. Captain Edgley wants preparing to ambush. Orders.
Huh. They're also very expensive to retrain. Actually more fond of the pikemen than I am of the Haven Guard. For whatever reason.
Protect the blood of Numenor.
A watchtower.
Forward. Let us set up camp here.
Can we reach them on the next turn? No, we
Assail
can't.
the enemies of
But this
Gondor.
army is so small, if they even decide to siege us, there won't be too much that they can do actually.
Captain of Gondor.
Hello? Hello.
Onward.
Move back in.
Maintain order. Captain of Gondor. March, men. Let us set up camp here.
Well, this concludes our episode number 3 in the Dol Amroth campaign. Looking forward to
My lord.
your comments, your
As usual.
responses, questions,
Yes, tomorrow's journey planned out. Stopping here.
even rebuking if you feel that you have to. I don't think I've had a single response yet. I've only just started out on YouTube. That's it. I was going to tell why I've started YouTubing at all, which I will save for our next episode. Hope to see you again soon.